Louder Than Life 2024 is celebrating 10 years this weekend, and it's rockin'. I am joined by fellow Canadians.
Yeah.
It's good to see you here, rockin' in the States. And I saw you guys play in Sarnia, Ontario this summer.
Like not long ago.
Right,
yeah.
Not long ago at all at Borderfest.
That was just Scott Stapp, right? Like,
yeah, Scott Stapp. Didn't get to talk to you then, but here we are in Kentucky, and you guys were on stage just a little while ago, rocked it out, played us some of your new stuff, and it was phenomenal. How was the energy with the crowd up there?
Oh, it was awesome. It felt like maximum, even though, you know, there's probably going to be a crazy amount more people that show up throughout the day, but it felt like full blast. Like, all right, this festival's already going, and this is just the beginning of it.
It's a very rare thing for 1 p.m. on the very first day on a Thursday for there to be that many people excited and raring to go. So we caught the wave, and it was awesome. It was pretty awesome.
Yeah, we were probably
can go, really.
Yeah. We were about 50 rows back, and like I mentioned to you guys before we started recording here, it was like I turned around maybe halfway through your set, and I could not see the end of the crowd. So what are you thinking? Like over, there had to be over 10,000 people there.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would say probably closer to 20, maybe 20 or 30. Yeah, there was a lot of people. And one of the coolest things for us is that because we've been on this Creed tour, and it's been really amazing, but it's a seated tour for the most part, right?
Right.
So, you know, the energy, people stand up, sit down, sit up. But here, to see them react to the music in that kind of wild setting, it was really fun. Really great view from stage.
And you guys are having fun. Like, had your guitar, you're swinging around like a hula hoop. That was crazy, and the crowd loved it. Like being in the middle of the crowd, to feel that. And some of your facial expressions when you were up on the big screen, like what were you seeing in the crowd there? Because, I mean, there was some like surprise looks.
Your own world. I don't know. I sometimes, you see some faces that you recognize, or sometimes you just hope that when it's over, you're still standing. I don't know. It sounds cheesy, but you kind of like, if it's going good, you're just smiling and seeing. You're not even seeing what's there. You're just in some other world. At least that's the drug that I chase.
Yeah. And you guys have been around since the 90s. What a crowd! And how is it like touring? You've been touring with Creed. How's that been going this summer?
When we first came down here, the first tour we did in the States was opening for Creed. So it was our introduction into the whole thing down here. And then coming back this many years later after having had a career, it's like, oh man, all these songs, they lived with people all this time. We didn't go back to Canada and it was all forgotten. It's like, oh, this is awesome. It's like checking your backyard, and years later the garden's like, oh my God, look at how many people are loving this. So I don't know, it's been awesome tour. Yeah.
When they showed the crowd on the big screen during your set, there was people getting emotional during some of your songs because it's like, well, you think you have older songs that you're the soundtrack to a lot of lives, right?
I think so, yeah. I mean, we've been fortunate in that way where our songs have been sort of like absorbed into the ethos, and people, they're part of like a cottage trip or a breakup or even a wedding, or, you know, all these things. And someone's loud. But yeah, and I think that's what James is saying. Like we're sort of seeing the effect of it, and I don't think we even were aware that it was happening.
People are there with their kids now. Like it's when you see that it's transferred over. Like, you know, your parents had a bunch of music that you could not give a shit about, and you don't, and you won't, and that's it. That's the end of it. But some of it they passed on to you, and you love it, and you pass it on to your kids. So, you know, it doesn't all make it through. So when you see families and they all know the songs, like, wow, this made the generational leap. This is cool.
And when they see it live, you know that it's going to affect them later in life.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so songs that have affected you, because before you guys played Paralyzer, like you used AC/DC, and there was another one from the 80s. Genesis. Okay, thanks. Yeah. So what made you choose those two songs, and what a way to... Everybody was kind of looking side to side, especially for the Genesis song, because you said, oh, we're playing one last song, and everyone just wait for Paralyzer.
It's the best because people, it's like no one here woke up this morning thinking they were going to hear Genesis, right?
Right.
But as soon as it starts, they all know it, even if they don't think they know it, and they start singing along, and it's awesome. And it's a fun thing to do. We've always had fun throwing like little tidbits in with our other bands, because we are all like vast music fans of all kinds of genres. So
Genesis is a big, that's a big one
Yes.
in our band. Like, there's a dispute whether the Phil Collins era or the Peter Gabriel era, but there's no dispute. Yeah, Genesis is pretty big in our band flex of like Finger 11 and what we put as important.
And the AC/DC thing, the fun thing about that is just like doing the live mashup in real time and watching, like you say, watching people react, and they're just sort of not sure what to do, and then it kicks in.
This song, but you play that song. It's
Well,
awesome.
the crowd, I was watching the crowd and they had a hard time singing along because they have AC/DC going in their heads.
I know. That's the fun part. It's like, and then it clicks though, and then it's like, yeah, but it's I don't know, like we're just music nerds, so it's doing something that's super fun, right? So,
Yeah, oh, it was super fun. So let's talk about Together Right. When the crowd loved that song.
Yeah.
I thought the music video was gonna break out. When
it
everyone
was. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. And I don't even know what made us put that song in the set, because it sort of breaks our own. Like there's other songs people know, but it's from day one when we started playing it. There was just an instant connection, an instant energy, and today was the most.
Our drummer now, Steve, he's a part of the band. He has been for a long time, but we didn't make. He has always been playing the old guys'
old
music,
stuff,
right.
And this Together Right and Adrenaline are like his as well as ours. So it's a new, I don't know, it elevates just on that, like simpatico. He's not playing someone else's stuff, but also same thing being up in Canada, and it, Together Right did good and on the radio and whatever, but coming down here and seeing it connect with like someone who's never heard it before, that's the miracle, right? That's why you want to go to a concert, see something you never saw and love it by the end of it. So
Yeah, get new music for the soundtrack of your life.
Yeah,
that's right.
Absolutely.
But like if it's a good concert, you think you want to go and see all the songs that you love. But if it's an incredible concert, half of it might be something you don't know, but it was awesome. You didn't care. It was just so good.
Yeah,
So
if it's good, I find myself like I'll go right to my phone and be like downloading the songs that I'm like, I want to listen to this in my car.
Yeah.
Adrenaline people love that too. And Scott had said that, it's kind of being introduced. Have you guys played it a lot on this tour this summer? Because it just came out last month.
This summer is the first.
I think halfway through the
new,
Creed
so.
tour, maybe halfway through, we started playing it.
Maybe about 10 days. I think that song, just like Together Right, it has had a surprising connection, like in real time. It hasn't had all that history to build on.
I don't think I've ever seen that really at a festival, but they really took to it, and it was clear. The music was tight. Like, it sounded so good, and it got people excited because you guys were so excited about it.
That's cool. I mean, because we're music fans as well, right? As being band members, so yeah, like it's not my favorite thing when I go see a band who I know their whole catalog and they play new songs. It's like I don't want to hear this. So the fact that it's being well received and almost like, it's that people are excited about it. That's like, it's awesome.
That's the challenge after so many years is to do it where it has enough real enthusiasm, not like, oh, it's another song, but like, holy shit, this is like, I love this, and look at, they love it too, and like, it's real, it's not, and so
they feel it.
It's hard to do that over however many years we've been doing it, so let's do it again, it's happening, let's do it again.
You guys have 2 arena gigs left in November for this year.
So yeah, we have 2 more Creed shows on. We leave here and we go to Darien Lake in New York, and then we go to Atlantic City. Then that Creed tour in America is done, and then they come to Canada for 2 shows in November, and we're jumping on those shows in Montreal and in Toronto, which is great. That's gonna be awesome.
Oh yeah, that means the season's not over.
Exactly.
Couple more before we go into hibernation for the winter.
Well, best of luck with those. You guys rocked it at Louder Than Life 2024, and thanks for taking the time with me.
Yeah, great hat.